Billy woke up at 4:30 on Monday
Billy woke up at 4:30 on Monday morning.
morning. He didn't want to be late for his
He didn't want to be late for his first day at work.
first day at work. So he got dressed quickly,
So he got dressed quickly,
ate breakfast,
ate breakfast,
and left his house
and left his house with his bicycle and Rocky.
with his bicycle and Rocky. It was still dark outside, and the moon was shining bright.
It was still dark outside and the moon was shining brightly.
Billy cycled as fast as he could, and Rocky followed him.
Billy cycled as fast as he could and Rocky followed him to the shop.
To the shop. Outside, Billy saw two large piles of
Outside, Billy saw two large piles of newspapers
waiting for him in
two bright orange bags.
two bright orange bags. And when he looked inside, he could see some instructions
And when he looked inside, he could see some instructions and a map.
The first delivery was to the
The first delivery was the large white house on the corner.
large white house on the corner. And he delivered five
five newspapers to them.
newspapers to them. They must like reading the
They must like reading the news.
news. Billy thought to himself as he posted them through the
Billy thought to himself and he posted them through the letterbox.
letterbox. He then looked at the map
He then looked at the map again and followed the clear instructions.
again and followed the clear instructions, and went from house to house and put the folded paper
And went from house to house and put the folded papers through people's front doors.
through people's front doors. Everyone in the neighborhood
Everyone in the neighborhood was still asleep.
was still asleep, and the only person Billy saw
And the only person Billy saw was the milkman,
was the milkman, who was delivering milk,
eggs and bread.
eggs, and bread that people would have for breakfast.
Some people would have for breakfast in a few hours.
A few hours. Everything was
Everything was going well.
going well. Then suddenly, Rocky saw a fox and started.
Then suddenly, Rocky saw a fox and started barking loudly.
Rocky, shh! I will lose my job.
Rocky, I will lose my job. Please be quiet.
Please be quiet. Rocky stopped barking.
Rocky stopped barking for a short time.
For a short time. And then he continued.
But much more quietly.
much more quietly. It took about an hour and
It took about an hour and a half for Billy to deliver all the papers.
a half for Billy to deliver all the papers, and he left the
empty orange bags outside the shop.
empty orange bags outside the shop, and returned home with
Rocky.
Rocky. Billy
Billy was tired and he went back to bed.
was tired, and he went back to bed. At first,
He couldn't sleep and he was thinking.
he couldn't sleep, and he was thinking that he would have to wake up every day at 4:30.
That he would have to wake up every day at 4:30 and do it all again.
And do it all again. For a second, he thought about
For a second, he thought about quitting the job.
quitting the job, but then he changed his mind
But then he changed his mind and said to himself,
and said to himself, "Think of the money, Billy. Think of the money. Before
Think of the money, Billy. Think of the money before falling asleep."
falling asleep." Thanks for watching. Don't forget